Binance is under heavy fire once again, and stories are going around that the exchange might collapse in the next 48 hours. All kinds of stuff is going on again. This time they said that they might have helped Russian users move money abroad through Binance. Um, all in all, there's always something going on, and I just want to shed a light on the latest events. But also, we're going, of course, to look at the chart because at the end of the day, we are traders. So let's first talk quickly about what happened in Russia. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but I think this is a pretty isolated case. Because there's not the majority of the users of Binance. Binance has users all over the world. It's the biggest exchange in the world. And there are now all kinds of stories also going around. Well, it's not only the Russian part, but also they need to hold up the token. They're selling off Bitcoin to support the price. The Binance token has barely any utility, and the more you Google, the more you search, and especially on Twitter, the more crazy stories you see coming by why this would collapse. Now let's narrow it down to what Binance is. It is nothing more and less than the biggest crypto exchange right now in the world. How does a crypto exchange make money? By you as a trader opening, closing, holding positions open, and all the other products and services that they have developed in the last couple of years. In other words, Binance makes a lot of money, and even if the token will go to $10 or to zero, for me, it wouldn't matter at all as long as the company is making money and they're securing the funds of their users and they can repay it at any time. That is what makes the exchange. And the price of the token does not represent, in my eyes, the value of the company. But of course, we cannot ignore that the price right now is in a very, very important level. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that this area right here, starting off from approximately $180 up to $220-ish, is a very, very important support. We're looking, by the way, on the weekly chart. So every candle is a representation of 1 week. And you can see that we're going back here all the way to 2021. And that approximately $200 level has been support many times. And like I said, there are now the wildest stories going on that we are going to lose this massive support in the next couple of days. And then we can just waterfall down. We're getting an FTX 2.0, yada. Even if it drops down, I don't think that we're getting an FTX 2.0 because then they really need to be scamming, and then the volume on Binance should be fake. There should be no reserves. There actually should not be making any money, whatever. Like the whole big shabam and scam that we saw for FTX should then also be going on behind closed doors on Binance. And I have a really hard time believing that. Let's say we are losing this support. What is then the next level to look out for? Well, to be honest, there's actually not so much underneath, and we could go pretty fast somewhere here to around $25 to $30, maybe even as low as $15. This chart, by the way, goes all the way back to 2017. You can see we had relatively small trading range. Percentage wise, of course, it was big, and it was also at the end of the bull market, and then we just went sideways a little bit. We're still talking about here about a few 100%. But if we really see something like a collapse, it is very hard to short this. So if I'm zooming in, then you can see that it's kind of rolling over. And we also saw it with FTX. There will most likely not be a retest. If it is really going to collapse and you're getting a retest, that's a gift from God, then definitely take it in a shorter form once you get it. But usually with these kinds of events, it's just one big candle down and then we're just going lower, and that can really then happen in a matter of 24 hours, 48 hours, total collapse. So then you need to enter your trade and just hope that you don't get a big bounce. So that is then a very risky short. Again, I am not in the camp of thinking that this is going to collapse. I just have a hard time believing it, knowing how much money this exchange is making, how much money they have. Also, by the way, we saw a huge outflow in capital during the FTX dump. A lot of people took their coins off the exchanges, also Binance, and they had no problem at all for people taking that off the exchange. There were no problems at all to transfer this, and that also just shows that when there was already panic, the exchange was stable and everyone just could held their coins or transfer it or take it off, etc., etc. Let's say we are going up and that we are finding support again at support. That's why it's called support, and that we are going higher from here. What will I then be looking out for? Well, we're looking here at the daily, and actually these highs look very, very nice to take out, and we could get a very big squeeze to the upside if we suddenly get some good news, or CZ comes out to say, you know, it's all a bunch of baloney, and here's proof ABC. Of course, what I always like to do is just pull a classic FIB retracement. You can also see that the golden pocket then comes out above these highs. Not super clean. If you put it on top of this high right here, then you can see that it is just above these highs. That is already pretty nice. Mind you, this is a pretty big move to the upside, 30%. But actually the real gem and the more long-term play to get in a bit more of a stable mode would be for me to pull the FIB to this high right here at $400, and then you're getting a high that is approximately the same as the previous highs. You could also say, okay, maybe I'm aiming them for the 78.6, so let that one, let's quickly put it on the chart. Let me see where that is. And then you can see that we are taking out the highs. That is a little bit ambitious. Why? Because right now we are still in bear market, quote unquote, accumulation phase. So I'm having a hard time believing that if the whole crypto market and especially altcoins are just going flat, sideways, or selling off versus Bitcoin, that suddenly Binance would have a major rally to the upside all the way back to $400. That will be almost 100% increase. I don't think that that's going to happen actually. But even just to take out these local highs right here would also be very nice and would be a super nice trade. This is dangerous territory because like I said, this is support. There's a lot of FOD, so right now I would not be very active in taking a trade. If I just look at the daily candles right here, to be honest, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So you have this initial low from this candle, then you have this bigger low that's also been completely bought up by the bulls. This one can still go lower and approximately at the same level as the red candle. That actually would be nice. Then you have a textbook low, and actually then I might long this, and then you put your stop loss underneath this wick right here, and then you can just trade it to the upside like the levels that I just mentioned. You can easily take then 10, 20, 30, 40% out if this still goes lower. Everything stands and falls with how this candle is going to develop today, and of course then the next couple of days how the news is going to develop. Like I said, if we are breaking this support, and really my line is in the sand, $180, because that has been the low a few times. On this red candle here on the weekly, as you can see, the low was here 186 and the low was here 183, so let's make it $180. We're losing that. We're closing a daily underneath. I think it's lights out, and then we can easily go to $50, 40, 30, and I will most likely then FOMO into a short and then just see how far we can ride it up. But once that is in profit, right away move your stop loss, because this is so news sensitive, and usually you don't want to trade the news because you have no idea where it's going to end. But it's so news sensitive, this could cause a major move. And if something really is going on behind closed doors that we don't know anything about, then of course it could still dump to zero. So just make sure that you have your coins on a wallet, ledger, or something else. Just take it off the exchange, or only have it in the exchange which you are willing to lose. Other than that, I think it will be pretty okay. See it as a real business that is making money with clients and with customers. Who cares if then the utility token is at $10, $50, $200, or $1,000? Is only interesting for the people who want to buy and sell and trade and speculate on price. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is my take on it. If you think I missed something very, very important, please let me know in the comments when you're down there. Anyways, also feel free to like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you guys very, very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.